There's one thing that will get you results with girls more than anything else, which is a tolerance to rejection. In other words, if you are interacting with a girl, and this can happen at any point in the interaction, like maybe you just met her, or you've been on a few dates, or even deep into a relationship, if she were to reject you, like tell you, sorry, she's not interested in you, is that going to deflate you? Like, are you dependent on her validation? And if you don't get this validation, is that going to shut you down? Or is it not really going to affect you all that much? This is a key question that's always going on underneath the surface, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. And it will affect your behavior in subtle ways. And the girl, on some level, is going to be able to pick up on this. And if the answer is yes, you will be deflated, then the way that you come across will reveal that you are attached to the outcome and that you need her approval and validation in order to feel good and have energy and feel confident to be yourself. Basically, you'll be afraid to take any sort of risks where you put yourself out there or make moves or say or do things that you're afraid might upset her or cause her to reject you. So instead, you'll be very reserved, both in your behavior, like the way that you come across and your ability to express yourself freely, as well as not taking the actions that are going to lead things towards you and her getting closer and eventually getting together. And this might not necessarily be very overt, but on some subtle level, this is going to affect your micro behaviors, and girls will pick up on this, and it will cause her to either not be attracted to you in the first place, or to lose any attraction that she did have, or to have some other sort of feeling that just causes her to reject you for one reason or another. Whereas if you don't care whether she rejects you or not, then you're not going to have this kind of reservation and hesitation and fear of crossing some sort of line that will trigger her to reject you. Instead, you're going to be free to express yourself unfiltered and to take the kind of risks and make the kind of bold moves that are necessary in order for anything to actually happen between you and her. And she'll be drawn into this because girls are basically attracted to guys who have higher status than herself. And I don't mean the kind of status that has to do with external things and what society gives you. It doesn't really matter, how much money you have or your job or anything like that, but the way that you come across when you're actually interacting with her, which is communicated on an emotional and behavioral level. So if you have this kind of freedom from caring whether she will reject you or not, it's going to communicate to her that you have this higher status because you're not concerned about her judgment or opinions of you, and you're just free to be yourself while under the pressure of facing her. But this is something that you can't fake. Like if you pretend that you don't care or try to act tough or act confident, she's going to see right through that, and your behavior on some level is going to push her away. So it's necessary to actually have this inner freedom and freedom from the outcome and not being dependent on her validation in order to actually come across in a way that communicates this. But this is easier said than done, and it's not just as simple as me telling you this and then you understanding it intellectually and then you'll just automatically be able to do it. The only way to get there is by actually going through rejection and building up a tolerance to it until you get to the point that it no longer really affects you. So you have to pass through the pain in order to build up the inner strength to be able to do this. It's just like with working out, where you have to push through resistance and pain, and your body and your muscles break down on a cellular level before rebuilding stronger than before. It's this exact same kind of process of adaptation that your emotional system has to go through in order to build up emotional strength and confidence and the ability to handle rejection and be free from the outcome. But this comes only through experience. There's no way around that. So as you meet and talk to and start dating and having relationships with different girls, you're not only going to learn all the specific skills necessary to be more successful, but more importantly, you will acclimatize to all the different rejections and failures that you're inevitably inevitably going to face along the way so that it doesn't affect you so much and you can maintain your energy and your state and therefore maintain the polarity and attraction and connection between you and the girl, which is necessary in order to move things forward and to have a stable interaction or relationship. In other words, by passing through rejection and failure and building up a tolerance to it, you will build up the inner strength and confidence that is necessary to attract girls and be successful. If you're interested in more in-depth training to actually go through this kind of process in a systematic step-by-step way, then just click on the link in the description. And other than that, I will talk to you in the next video.